a long live. Did want to talk ever so briefly though about my recent TikTok suspension. Um, I'm suspended from TikTok for the next 7 days because I mentioned the word Pornhub and asked for a sponsorship on their live. And I find this to be so funny. Welcome her story. I find this to be so funny that in a society that's so inundated with violence and sexual activity on TV, that just the uttering of certain words can cause problems for creators and influencers of love like me. And while it's only 7 days and I've got so many different platforms to play with, um, it's so funny that our language can be controlled. And so I just jumped on. I won't be here very, very long. I'll be here for about maybe 5 to 10 minutes. Good morning, 10. Good to see you again. Um, these applications can control the words coming out of our mouths. So I just want to stop by to let light workers know and creatives know. Hey, baby. Hope you're still using that beautiful voice of yours for magic. Ugh, I love your sound. I love your sound. Stay woke in these streets because, like I said, I was joking when I asked for the Pornhub sponsorship. Good morning, her story. I was really joking. I promise you, I was joking when I asked about it. We were talking today is like sacral chakra day in our community, so I was talking about sexual energy, and somehow the conversation went into talking about Pornhub, and I just shouted them out and asked them for sponsorship because I think everybody should be liberated in that way, especially adults. And they said that I was promoting sexual services. If only that were true, we wouldn't be out here panhandling as an artist. But I digress. All I want to mention is the fact that at any point, these platforms that as independent artists we're trying to build our following on, at any moment they can come in and snatch your money or your access to money, because Wednesdays are paydays on TikTok. But I stay in the principal's office a lot because I just want to say what I want to say. And we're artists, all of us in the room right now. Her story, 10, we're all artists, and it's just kind of a canary in the coal mine kind of situation. Like, because I knew when I said it, and I was like, oh my God, I'm in dangerous territory. And before it was even further down the track, the whole screen shut down. I'm like, oh wow, they really can turn off the faucet of our communication. And so it's important that we just stay plugged into all the spaces. It's important that we have each other's emails. I have everybody in my ecosystem's email. So I can say this afternoon, like, yo, I've been suspended. Follow me in my work elsewhere. To stay woke. Like I said, I'm not going to be here long to talk today. It is Sacral Chakra Day, but I want the artists to know, don't stay loyal to the platforms, stay loyal to you. And there were days, probably like in the last year, where I would have honestly been like, oh, well, TikTok suspended me for the week, so I guess I won't have a way to talk to the people. And here we sit, right? We're fine. Three platforms: Instagram, YouTube, and Facebook. But I don't want anybody who watches to think that it's easy. You can corral your speech. Um, you can tamp down your language and your passion. But when it's time to say free Palestine and free everybody from oppressive regimes, you want to have your ability to express yourself for humanity. You want that channel to be open. You want that channel to be open. Okay? Now, one monkey don't stop the show, right? So I'm gonna keep going and keep amplifying my message. Nothing about me coming down off of these platforms stops the fact that everybody is loved and lovable. They've always been loved and lovable, and they're always going to be loved and lovable for the rest of their lives. And as an entrepreneur and a creative, You must figure out a way to navigate systems that seek to control your message. That's where I'll land. You must always figure out a way to stay courageous in the amplification of your message, right? To be mindful that at any moment, if you're an activist and an artist like myself, at any moment you can be deplatformed. At any moment they can come in and say, oh, we don't like the way you talk about sexual pleasure, which is something that all adults should have. I run 18 over lives. I do work in educational spaces and I do encourage children, but I was speaking to an audience of adults. And given all of the sexual deviance, molestation, sexual assault, sexual violence, given all of that in our society, the fact that we can't speak about it is part of the problem, and it's part of the great upside down that we're living. We need not fret though, because we will always figure out ways to be and remain free. We will always figure out ways to be and remain free. So here's to your freedom today. Here's to you continuing to create in all the ways that are important to you. Here's to you not giving up on your dreams and your passions, okay? The only reason why I show up on these streams is because there's younger people who watch me and want to see what it's like to be bold and courageous and fearless in the journey. If I go and lick my wounds in a corner and pretend like, one platform is the only way to spread the love and lovable message, I'm failing. I'm not even trying. If I can be defeated that easily, then what am I even here for, right? So, like I said, 5 to 10 minute live, just to let everybody know, I'm not going to be on TikTok this week. I'm going live because I asked for a Pornhub sponsorship jokingly. I don't need that. I have a whole beautiful man in my house. I have Pornhub in my house. I don't need, I said it jokingly though. I did. And I always say things for like shock value, and then they end up pulling the plug on me. And I ended up in, Angie said, I would send you bail money, Dr. Flo, but I don't get paid until Thursday. And I just thought that was so funny. Woo! But I really don't need a Pornhub sponsorship or subscription, folks, because Poppy Water is very, very good to me and I to him. Love is love. But you cannot speak these things out loud because they will say you're doing things that you're not doing. But yeah, so I'll be more on Instagram and Facebook Live and also YouTube over the next 7 days. Get ready to be sick of me, child. Prepare. What'd she say? Prepare to be sick of me. Prepare to be sick of me. Because I'm off TikTok because of asking for things. It's fine. It's fine. They're not sensitive. They let their relatives molest their children. They're not sensitive, Dave Tony. They let their grandfathers molest their children. They're not sensitive. They pretend to be. They let bombs fall in Gaza right now. They let bombs fall in Gaza. So they're not sensitive. No one's as sensitive as they pretend to be. We have traumas and things like that, but no one's as sensitive as we pretend to be. The lady slip is showing. They let their relatives molest their children. They let the clergy molest their children. So Dr. Flo's not the aggressor. They just, what happens on the platform, it could have been that they were listening to my words, which is a whole different conversation for a whole different day. I promised I was gonna keep this live short, but they could have been listening to my words and picked up Pornhub, or someone was watching me in my Black Boy Joy, as they do on TikTok, and decided, let me report him. I have people in my I have real life people who do this too, but there are trolls on all of my platforms who watch me to see if they can report me, because I live a joyful black existence. And we think today that someone reported me for just, they knew that Pornhub would be a word that would get me clipped for a week, so they did that. It doesn't matter because it's all, I always tell them that I was singing for people and spreading my message before the internet was available in the house. I'm older than I look. I'll be 40 in February. So before there was a TikTok, schmick schmock, Facebook, schmamgram, whatever, I was a me. So we'll always figure it out. But we have an interesting situation on our hands as creatives when payday's on Wednesday, but I can't fully express myself, and TikTok makes money off of me as a creator, right? I'm the talent on these platforms. Ain't nobody singing like me on platforms. I mean, there are many singers, many beautiful singers or what have you, but no one's quite doing it my way. And when I'm there doing it my way and people are throwing gifts my way, TikTok takes the highest percentage of that. So I didn't really lose anything by being suspended today. I just simply lost that particular platform. But what's really going on? What's really going on? So anyway, I'll be here for the next 7 days, and maybe even longer. But I wanted you all to get a little bit of insight into how I got suspended and where I'm going to be and the challenges of an outspoken creative in our times. I I don't live, excuse me, I don't live a conventional life in that I'm a free human. I work for myself. I say what I want to say, loved and lovable. I encourage people as a profession and lifestyle and whatever. But there are very, very narrow parameters of acceptance in the web. And when you come out saying things like free Palestine and free oppressive people, this is also the same live. I'd asked for the Pornhub subscription around the same time that I had said that we need to figure out why the Palestinian people do not have access to water and have not had access to water for decades. I'd also said that the water in Flint still is not clean. And then I asked for the Pornhub sponsorship. I had said a lot of things. And people who have a lot of things to say in a society are often in a paranoid space, right? Why would I want to be on a platform where I can't talk about Pornhub when masturbation and healthy sexual pleasure is my God-given birthright, particularly as an adult, a spiritual one, no less. Tapped into my sacral chakra, back that ass up. But we have some healing to do. Because we're in the upside down. But we will always have a way. Light workers. We will always, back it up twice, we will always have a way to amplify. We will always have a way to amplify our message. I came on to be a shining example to the younger artists and the older artists who may get knocked down into the dirt, right? There were days, I've been suspended from the internet a lot of times because I am a ruckus maker. I make a lot of ruckus. I make a lot of ruckus also very quietly. No one has ever there's a handful of people who've ever heard me raise my voice. Y'all have never heard me beyond being passionate or telling someone off in a clubhouse room. Dave, Tony, if you're still here, I don't raise my voice. There's no reason to. But you can upset and make people uncomfortable being yourself. They deserved it, Dave. They deserved it. If you ever hear that Dr. Flo, Andre, whatever, if you ever hear that I went off on somebody, trust that they deserved it. Trust. People who know me and have known me for all my life, I think my frat brother has known me for decades. Welcome, Phil. If I told somebody where to shove it and you hear about it, they deserved it. I walk in love. And I don't really like people even that close to me. Those who know me well. I don't need. Hey, Bubbas, how are you? Peace to your heart. I read about your father. Peace to your heart. Peace to your heart. He and your mother are now ancestors together, which is the worst thing that people want to hear when they're grieving. But peace to your heart and love to your heart. And yes, play stupid games, win stupid prizes. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Your father was a very kind man to me. He always did what a lot of my friends' parents do, of like giving me the look of like, what is that? I can't say that word on this. See, this is how I get suspended. Your father always gave me a this guy. Like it was like because sometimes he'd be in the background on calls and stuff, and then I do remember him from our college days, and he would always give me a look like he was never unloving, but was always like this friend of my son's, man. This nigga right here. So may he rest. And your parents were true Jamaicans. Your parents were true, lovely Jamaicans. And Papi Wata is Jamaican. My partner. So it's like he's not from Jamaica, but that's in his lineage. Anyway, some of the most realist, loving people, Caribbean people. And may your father rest in power. He's now an ancestor who will always be on your shoulder, telling you what path to take. My father has been gone for about 8 or 9 years now. And when you need them, Phil, they're there. And I'm sure you found that to be true about your dearly departed mother as well. That we don't like the fact that they're not here. That is still painful and will never not be painful. And they will also always be near us. And in the moments when we need them the most, and not other people, in the moments when I need my dad the most, he is here. And I hope that's comforting for you, friend. And maybe I should have done this in a private message, but here we are. So you never walked alone, but you're also never going forward, because when you need him, your dad will be there, as mine is even now. Life is wild. Life is wild. And losing a parent is a special kind of like upside down. It's an upside down. But I don't know if I can even if I'm closer as and I'm being very gentle here, Phil. So and we'll go soon. 'Cause I feel closer to my dad, just I statements, now that he is an ancestor in certain areas of my life than I did when he was physically focused. Now I know that your situation is fresh, so that may not be your truth. But there's something about when our new and old ancestors go into that space of love, they begin to get things that they didn't understand on this side. All of the disagreements that my father and I had were completed when he merged into pure love. And everything that I, as a young black queer man, couldn't say to my father and get him to get, he now gets. I rest very assured in this. Um, so, anyway, I came to talk about the TikTok suspension, but that's where we landed. So, anyway, thank y'all so much for stopping by and holding space. I am off of TikTok for being naughty for the last for the next 7 days, which means I'm gonna be heavy YouTube, Facebook, and Instagram. So feel free to stop by and say hey and participate in the conversation and be love. I hope that you have a really, really awesome week. I hope that you find sexual pleasure this week. Just don't talk about it on TikTok. They'll suspend you for that, but I do hope that you at least pleasure yourself this week. If nobody else pleasures you, at least give yourself the business. But just don't talk about it on TikTok. They will put you in jail for that. But have fun with your life and live very, very fully because it's what we all deserve. Can I bless you before we go? And then I gotta go to emails. May you be happy, may you be healthy, may you be free of all suffering, may you be happy, may you be healthy, may you be free of all suffering, may you be happy, may you be healthy, may you be free of all suffering today and every day. And may a bigger love, a big, big, big love hold you in its big, big hands now and forevermore. As above, so below, as above, so below, as above, so below. Thank you, God. Thank you, God, in me. Thank you, God. Thank you, God, in me. Thank you, God. Thank you, God, in me. Amen. Ashe. Marza Benuto, Ashiga Ganada, under his eye, may the Lord open, blessed be the fruit, Hakuna Matata, Shema Ding Dong. Okay? Just be happy. Be happy. I'm going to end YouTube and Facebook first. See y'all around.